Hey there, everyone. How are y'all doing? I'm doing good. So far. I'm still kind of missing my OBS setup, but oh well. This game requires me to do things like this. But let me get the link shared out as usual. Alright, there we go. Copy. And we do that. But the main thing that I'm missing about not being able to use OBS is that I could just have my scene up so that you guys know that I'm not particularly ready at the moment. I just have to do it this way because there's no other way. Okay. Okay. Do that one. And here. Here. Alright, looks like 3 or so left. Okay. let's see. Kind of lost my place here, so I need to check things out. Okay. Looks like I got that. It's just one more place, it looks like. Alright, and then I've got something to deal with here. Oh. I see. Alright. Let me check on the stream itself too, since that took a while. Looks like I'm still live, that's good. Now let me check here. Okay, you guys should be able to hear me. So now we can continue on. I hope you all are doing well. Alright. So, accept the bounty. It's hard to gauge where I need to go here, because it's not at all what it should be. Let's see. Oh, what's a whippersnapper like you doing here? Don't tell me, are you actually thinking of participating in the Tournament of Throne? No, for the throne? Oh, the audacity of youth. That's rich, a mere fledgling with no history or experience to speak of. Hey, King, the idea makes me sick to my stomach.
No, thank you.
The ideal leader of this country is a dignified man of a great age, one with years of experience, and yet upstart school children like you and Lewis dare to... It hardly matters, you won't be able to fight much longer, so struggle as you like. I'd be happy to give the eulogy at your funeral. I suppose he's a candidate too.
Hey!
Hey, would it be alright if we accepted the bounty contract for Hazemay? Hazemay, you sure you can handle that? We can't be held liable if you get yourself killed out there. Of course I can. You're an odd one, alright. Either that or you're just green. Head to Martyra. You can probably get more information there.
Let's focus.
Okay, I need to find and bring in Hazemay, a notorious criminal tied to a series of kidnappings in Martyra. Despite his bounty, he has evaded capture and his true identity remains a mystery. Ooh, 100,000 too, nice.
Let's call it.
Okay, we got the contract, let's head back to the inn for now.
No registration issues, I trust?
No, indeed. And we found ourselves a perfect target.
Fine work.
Stroll.
See? She's convinced. Nothing to worry about. Don't worry about it. I'll prepare a map of the surrounding areas as well. But never mind that. Have you found us a kingly carriage?
Well, I have made some arrangements. How best to put it? The vessel itself is without peer. Supposedly, it will come to us on the day of the opening ceremony.
You don't sound too sure about that.
No, I'm certain. All I mean to say is, well, you shall soon see for yourself.
Well, under the circumstances, I'll take what we can get. And setting that up in a day. Not so bad having a knight on our side.
You needn't speak so. In truth, I've just resigned from the Knight's Order. Though 'tis only my bond of service I relinquish, not my title. We will shortly be seeking Luis's esteem. Should it come to light that I am a knight in active service, it may jeopardize our efforts.
Still, you didn't hesitate to leave. I can tell you're serious about this.
It was not an abrupt parting. I've come to doubt the Order since returning to find them serving the Santifex and not the Royals. Those who refused the Church's rule were cast out for their defiance. I only hope those fallen knights found useful employ elsewhere.
Sounds like you've been through a lot too.
Well, in any case, we can focus on our bounty contract now. Let's make sure we get some proper rest tonight.
Not sure about you guys, but this place seems to have a lot of corruption. The opening ceremony for the tournament is tomorrow.
Let's rest.
We should probably stay inside and rest today. Okay. Let's see, great. Let's check out the informant at least.
Fancy a bit of info?
What is it that you want to know? Bye. Demon. Okay, so I've got plenty of money. Let's do this one.
Hey!
There's a lot of ingredients available in Grand Trad, right? If you want to cook something, then the butcher sells Bido meat, and there are other shops that sell red grass. The water shop sells pristine clear water, well, same as any city, really. And if memory serves, I heard something about being able to make a dish from Fabienne's hometown. Why not try it out? I received a scrap of paper inscribed with the information I just heard. I'll put it away so I can check it later. Alright. And we'll do this one.
Just between us.
There's a stall at the market in front of the Grand Cathedral that sells red grass. You know, the herb that Fabienne uses in a certain dish of hers? Matter of fact, red grass originates from the region where you'll also find Fabienne's hometown. It's not that far from Grand Trad, but the herb is difficult to find here. For that reason, the shop owner only sells it to his trusted regulars. Any stranger who tries to buy it will likely get shooed away.
Really nice.
But you're no stranger, are you? You already know Fabienne, of course, and you're also an acquaintance of Grius's. So if that's what you're after, try mentioning him to the shopkeep. Get on that list of regulars of his, and you'll be able to obtain a fairly valuable ingredient. I received a scrap of paper inscribed with the information I just heard. I'll put it away so I can check it later. Alright. Let's save. Alright. And then we'll go up. No. That was wrong. I wish I could, like, get the camera a bit more. But oh well. The bed is simple but clean and has an aroma that reminds me of a clear, sunny day. Maybe it's time to call it a night. Rest.
Good night.
Rest well.
Can I come in?
Let's see. It's kind of hard here, because all of them seem like good responses to her. So let's see what's wrong.
What's wrong?
Well, you're all leaving tomorrow, right? I'll be cheering for you. So I just... Oh no. I promised Miss Fabienne I wouldn't cry.
Let's see, you don't have to worry. I won't tell her.
It's alright. I won't tell her.
Papa was trying to stop a bad man, you said. And that's what you're all doing too, isn't it? Please come back home safe. I'll be waiting here as long as it takes.
Let's see. Illusion of choice, folks. So we'll just say it's a promise.
Alright. Promise? The next time I see you again, can you tell me more about the outside world?
This one's important.
See. Curative honey roast, huh? Maria's waiting for us to return home and regale her with tales of the strange and distant places we visit.
I never got a chance to say this to Papa. So, thank you. I'll go to bed now.
Captain, may I have a moment?
Good night.
I was hoping for a chance to speak before we set out. Since our meeting, I've done nothing but impose on you. Now, you risk your very life for this cause. 'Tis no easy burden. It pains me to see. When I think of how this may yet save His Highness, I lose sight of all else. Such disregard ill becomes me.
See. Don't worry about it. That's putting it mildly. You're truly devoted to him. I'm gonna say don't worry.
Don't worry about it.
'Tis kind of you to say. But that book... We met once before, on a carriage bound for the capital. Do you recall?
Let's see, when you got me thrown out? Not really, and I do. Well... I'm gonna say not really, because I don't remember her. I just remember her in the distance.
I don't really recall.
I remember well. To see you clutching that book to your breast. 'Twas as if it was more important to you than your own life. My apologies. I thought only to minimize casualties, one way or another. So, 'tis a novel envisioning an ideal world. Curious to see a utopian novel these days. I'd thought them long since banned. You needn't worry. I've no intention of taking it from you. I've sometimes wondered why such books were forbidden. Rumors say the Sanctists objected to their contents. Yet I wonder, how could a simple book have possibly stung them so? Do you mind if I read a passage or two? So, it is a fiction written as if a personal account. This chapter seems to concern the system by which the nation's leader is decided. In this country, one cannot become even a statesman, much less sovereign, without the consent of the people. Those who aspire to statecraft must first solemnly swear before the people what they will do in service of their country. Should they earn title but break their word, they are denounced and stripped of power. Such is the authority of the people. In this way, it is the people who are the land's true king. Quite the opposite of our own country. Now I see why our upper echelons would abolish such texts. Had our lands embraced such accountability, perhaps His Royal Highness would not have suffered such a fate. No. As a knight, 'tis not my place to say. I must clear my head of these fantasies. In the end, clinging to a dream will do me no good. Oh, I suppose 'tis not so bad to dream now and then. It takes power to walk the path of our dearest hopes. Perhaps that is the purpose of this newfound strength. My dearest dream. 'Tis to save His Highness, even at the cost of my life. Nothing more.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Judah!
Lady Juna!
Oh, it's a new character, huh?
Even I'm feeling the heat. Well, I suppose it's time to fan the flames. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome one and all to the inauguration of the Tournament for the Throne! For the first time, the crown is anyone's to claim, as long as the aspirants can complete 3 grueling challenges.
Wow! A Sanctus Crier! He's perfect for this!
Let's discuss the venues. We kick off in the west, in the Pearl of the Coast, the Principality of Oceania's harbour city capital, Port Brilehaven. There, they face their first challenge, the Exhibition of the Brave. Each contender must bring back the head of a monster, a mark of their prowess and courage. Next, our would-be monarchs head east. Upon the misty peaks, we arrive in the Principality of Montario's beautiful city of faith, Altaberry Heights. And finally, our heroes make their well-deserved return home to Grand Trad. But first, let's do introductions. It's time to meet those risking their lives for the crown. Closest to the throne, I know him, you know him. It's Sanctism's one and only 78 Sanctifex, His Eminence, Forden! Victory to Sanctifex Forden!
I claim no great ambition, nor any heated calls to action. All I wish is to restore order for our people and to safeguard our land from the threats beyond.
Sure, we know that because you're
This
corrupt.
chaos we face is but one of God's many trials. Let us restore our kingdom's glory together!
Moving right along, we come next to His Eminence's champion, the very spear in his hand, the warrior monk captain of the Crown Theocracy, Master Giddo!
I come before you only in loyal service of His Eminence. I relinquish the throne to him gladly. But those who would seize the crown by force, I will teach you to fear God and to fear me!
So much for this being a fair competition. How many horses do the Sanctists have in this race? Still, it's not over by far. The Luis supporters won't take this lying down.
What cowardice, Crier! Where's Count Louise?
All right, settle down. At this time, I can report that Count Luis has not applied to enter the tournament.
What? He's not even entering?
Then what becomes of us? Our entire purpose in this race was to get closer to him.
Don't worry.
He's definitely paying attention. He's only in second as it is, so we can't afford to ignore this whole production. Sit tight. I'm sure he'll make a move soon.
All right, all right. For those Count Louis supporters, you might want to meet our next entrant. A rising socialite, a man of ambition, godless and fearless, the brash young warrior serving Count Louis, Gladel, the Black Hound.
And I want to punch him in the face.
So he was one of Louis's men.
The fallen king embraced sanctism and all its holy tenets, and for what? He was nothing before Lord Louis. Look to the sky all you wish. No god can save you! What our country needs is power!
Well, it's not quite all the contenders, but let's get on with the introductions. The great liberal merchant, it's Roger Ward. By war, by conquest, by right, it's Rudolph Krauss. In it more for the gauntlet runners than the throne, it's Lena Caden. Sure to be popular by pledging free drinks for life, it's Loveless O'Shea. Uplifting the beautiful and deposing the hideous, it's Milo Maurizio.
Wow, if we lose this, I think the country has some even bigger problems.
Well, of course.
Now, I do believe we have one final candidate. Do we have an Elden boy present? Come on, let's see a face.
What? An elder? Disgraceful. Is this the only way you could think to distinguish yourself?
So we are the underdog, obviously.
By the way, the ride you applied with still hasn't arrived. And if it doesn't show up by the time the noon bell rings, you're disqualified. All right?
Hey! What's going on?
That nitwit! What is he doing?
So, contestants, are you ready?
What? Last, I say! Wait! Found your behave!
A land runner?
It's quick! Wait, it's headed right for them! It'll crash!
Whoa!
What the heck is that?
Wonderful. So much for a first impression.
What hell? Isn't he a marvel, chums?
You don't! You nearly brought down the cathedral! Have a care, you fool. It was bad enough when Luis did it the first time.
That feckless, shameless old fool.
Not bad, kid. Guess you've got some interesting tricks up your sleeve after all. Right! I'd call that a full roster. Ladies and gentlemen, race across the land. Go! Prove yourself worthy and earn your crown. For the people, for the throne. Let the games begin!
We must take to the road.
Come on, come on! So fast! Gotta hold on to something or I'll get blown up!
It's incredible!
Yeah, it is. I end up standing out more than I expected. I've gained a lot of interest, but I only consider this part of my mission to aid the prince.
Just a sec.
Whoa, what's with this thing? Is this our carriage?
Can you hear me?
Shall I just run her along the main road then? The others seem to be doing as much. You're just as crazy as this runner. I'll take the compliment, little lady. Now let's have some coordinates for a little test run. What is happening right now? We want to go to a place called Martira, Old Castle Town, I think. Should be a ways south. Okay. So we got that one. Okay, yeah, okay. Martira, here it is. Don't forget Martira, eh? No, down to Martira, huh? Eh? Oh, this craft's legs, oh, I'd say that'll be 4 days, 3 nights about. 4 days and 3 nights? That's a great deal faster than a carriage, and surely the roads will be safer at that kind of speed.
Spectacular.
Fully good. Now cinch those britches, chaps. Full steam ahead to Martyria, Old Castle Town.
This is amazing. I don't know a thing about gauntlet runners, but even I can tell this is a hell of a craft. I can hardly believe she's ours to drive.
You're telling me, lad? Feels like ages since I've been out on the open road. This girl's been waiting long enough for her time to shine.
So this is what you used to talk with the driver? Convenient, that. Look, old fellow, are you really on our side? You realize we don't have funds to pay you.
Money? Fuck! I'm not in this for the money, boy. What I want is a little gusto. What do you think, lad? Isn't this a rush?
Is it that? Like riding the wind.
That's the ticket. It's been so long since I've had a good chinwag.
Brilliant, isn't it?
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You've a good head on your shoulders, boy. Yes, I can tell you're a sharp one. Where to, ladies? The world is our shellfish.
You certainly are a different person behind the wheel.
Hey, Hulkenberg! Can we get an explanation yet?
That man is Norris. An Ishkia, if 'twas not obvious from the wings. And despite everything, he was heir to a noble house and personal machinist for the royal family.
What?
He's a master engineer, of course, positively peerless. But as you can see, the runners get him a bit excitable. Norris, are you there?
I'm coming in.
Even amidst all this commotion in town, I find you buried in your work.
Too much to do.
As always. To business, then. I must ask a favor. Would you be able to ready a carriage for me?
No new commissions. No time for them. Ask another right.
It is not a new one I require. Before His Highness disappeared, did you not accept a contract to build him a custom carriage? Without a formal owner, I reasoned that it must now lie unused. I was hoping I might borrow it a short while.
But, pish and tosh, woman. She is for royal use and naught else.
'Tis an unreasonable request, I know. But I'd not be asking without...
Hey, Pat, welcome in.
Might I at least see it?
I mean, well,
'Twas specially made for His Highness, yes? Not a work you'd have shown off.
The game's pretty good so far. There's some things I have to get used to, but at the same time, it's also similar to quite a few other games I've played. Like, fighting and such is mainly reminiscent of SMT and Persona, but navigating the field is pretty much a lot like Trails Through Daybreak. It did, huh? What awards?
I've deadlines to meet, dash it! Off with you now, leave me be!
Because I don't think Atlas gets too many awards.
You've been acting stranger than usual. What ails you?
Alright.
Good God.
Take your time.
Is this a gauntlet runner? The very craft commissioned for His Highness the Prince? Even knowing His Highness was gone, still you toiled away. Oh, Nuras, you are an inspiration. Such nobility of purpose.
Yes.
However, for a craft meant for the royal family, it is rather excessive, isn't it? Really build this vehicle exactly to their orders? You cannot mean...
Well, at first, certainly. I followed the blueprints exactly. But then His Highness died, and... well, I couldn't just let the old girl waste away. A masterpiece like her? Collecting dust in storage? No! Unacceptable! Unthinkable! I'm working toward a dream. And this poor old girl is going to help me see it through. And then, finally...
You imbecile! A lowly, brazen court engineer butchering His Highness's inheritance for a hobby! For this mania! You embezzled the royal treasury and disrespected his legacy! Treason!
Mercy, please! Look, take my head if you must, milady, but leave the value runner alone.
Look, this runner... it is fully operational now, is it? Then I suggest you cooperate, for both our sakes. Finish your tinkering by tomorrow and bring it to the Grand Cathedral as soon as you can.
Eh? What's all this now? You play the proud soldier at me and then pluck it for your own schemes?
'Tis no scheme. I would use it for His Highness's sake.
For His Highness, eh? Hold a tick. Haven't you been looking for him? Wandering across God knows where last I heard? So if you're back now and now you want a gauntlet runner for His Highness? Is His Highness still alive?
Ah, best RPG's interesting. Best score and music. I'm not surprised about that. And direction? Let me pull that up on Twitch so that I can get a better... Darn it! Why, Twitch? As I was gonna say, let me try and pull this up. Hopefully I can. Okay, let's see. Best RPG, musicals, score and music. Those I'm not surprised about. Atlas is known for their RPGs these days. And music and score I'm not surprised either, but best art direction, narrative, game direction, and game of the year. Kind of surprised to see all those for an Atlas title. Like, Atlas is by no means an unknown, but they're definitely not up there like like Square Enix is. But then again, I do have to remember it was Persona 5 that really put them on the map.
That's it! I've got you, haven't I?
But for once, I'm kind of hope that this gets Game of the Year. Because a lot of them are just like mainstream titles that I... Ooh, interesting that they beat FF7. But yeah, as I was saying, I hope that they get Game of the Year because a lot of the Game of the Years that I see, like, actually win it. I don't pay attention to the awards too much, but I do hear of those games from time to time, and they just seem to be, like, more the mainstream titles, like the first-person shooters and that. So seeing Atlas get that accolade, get nominated for that accolade is quite surprising. And I hope it wins, because Atlas does a good job, I think, a lot of times, even though they have mainly done SMT and Persona these days, and this is their first new entry in a while.
'Twas His Highness who gave you refuge while you were only a heretical scholar condemned by the Sanctists. The time has come to repay his mercy.
Understood.
Is that enough? Can this old duck really handle an undercover operation?
Yeah, well, that is kind of surprising that since they claim this to be a new IP, though, at the same time, other than this being a fantasy setting, I still struggle to see where it differentiates it from their other titles, since, as I said, they've been mainly focusing on SMT and Persona for a while, and they forgot their other franchises like Trauma Center.
I know what you're thinking, but 'tis at least true that he feels an undying debt of gratitude to the royal family.
Pish and tosh, boy. A little faith. Not to brag, but this old duck's craft might be the fastest gauntlet runner in the kingdom. Quite probably the world.
I think. Maybe.
How encouraging.
All I want is to push this runner as far and as fast as she can go. Show her off to the world. And you? Well, I presume you'd rather work together than have to walk, eh?
I kind of hate a bit of how confusing early game can be. And I haven't figured out if I can switch archetypes between during battle yet, because that seems like it can be a bit cumbersome, especially with the skill inheritance not being that great. But so far it's just the early game stuff that I'm not liking, as well as the stuff that it shares with Persona's issues.
I don't know about this, but I guess we'll just have to trust him. What do you think?
Let's see. I think we can count on him. This is better than nothing. If we die together. See, I'm gonna say the top one because when you analyze these, there's not much choice between them. And I'm not too sure I'm willing to say this. So I'm just gonna say I think we can count on him.
We can count on him. If you're sure, I suppose. We'll deal with it if we have to.
Either way, he knows the prince is alive, so we can't just leave him to his own devices. We're all in the same boat. Or runner, I guess.
You lot can handle the fighting, and I'll handle all the driving and grease work. Just make sure you've got a proper plan for all this mess now.
Oh, and one other thing that I found that I didn't quite so like is I'm just leaving the first town, but in the town there, I saw like the best armor and weapons that I could get, and the armor, they claim that a lot of them, that everyone in my party could have had it. but I can only buy one of the best weapons and armor. I'm not too sure if that changes later on, though. I'm hoping it does.
But he has a point. We do need to talk strategy.
Because it makes the grind seem pointless.
Summing up, our first trial is to slay a monster. We take its head as proof, then get it to the goal line before the deadline. The bigger the head, the better. Our destination is Port Rhylehaven, the capital of the Western Principality of Oceania. It'd be a trek on foot, but this gauntlet runner should make it a snap.
You did. Yeah, it definitely does seem smooth, that's for sure.
His head is our next move. And our target is a nefarious criminal who's been kidnapping and selling off children. Right?
A criminal? Did the task not specify a monster's head?
Well, let's put it this way, Hulkenberg. A criminal can be a monster. Both metaphorically, in terms of our world out here, and literally in terms of this game world.
Don't worry, all part of the plan. We don't need to win this thing, we just need to get Luis's attention. Everyone's going to show up with monster heads, and we shake things up with a felon. A knight-turned-kidnapper at that. Shows them we're there for justice.
But to deliberately violate the rules, we risk being disqualified entirely. Then again, 'tis just as likely to win the people's attention and thereby Luis's. I do understand the intent. What do you think of this plan?
Let's see. I trust all of you. Sounds impossible, and it's perfect. It's perfect, makes the most sense, but I don't like it because I grew up in a culture that, like a lot of other humans, equates perfect and flawlessness together. So I'm just gonna say I trust all of you.
I trust all of you completely.
Good enough for me. A captain's got to trust his crew, after all. The bounty's Heismay, an ex-knight. I realize that's a little close to home, Hulkenberg, so if you'd rather hang back...
No. His title is precisely why I cannot let his atrocities stand. And yet... 'tis strange indeed that we are hunting a mere man when the trial demands a monster. Then again, our true aim is beyond the ambitions of any other aspirant. Our fate rests in this plan of yours, Stroll.
Thank you. I'll try to ensure your trust isn't misplaced.
And I trust you both to not do something that makes me want to toss you both out those windows.
Righto. Then our course is set. Feel free to use anything in the gauntlet runner. Even got a bathing room if you could use a wash.
Good to know. We can always look around more thoroughly later.
Yes. You needn't tire yourself out before we arrive.
Well, I'm a tinkerer and not much else. All my fighting happens in the old workshop. But I'll take you wherever you're going for your sake and mine. After all, the wilds out there are no fairy picnic. Oh no. It's a den of wild beasts and savage scoundrels. And we'll not get past it without days on the road together. So, if you need anything besides a steady hand on the wheel, give me a hoot. Bound to find me in the cockpit or the engine room.
He's certainly an eccentric, but he doesn't seem like a bad person. We'll get used to him, I suppose.
Let's see, the Gauntlet Runner has various areas for different activities such as strategy room, the lounge, and the kitchen. You can also visit Academia by finding them more and interacting with them. Let's visit the engine room first. Take your time and have a look around on your way there.
Oh, yeah?
I've never been in a gauntlet runner, kind of want to see what the engine room's like. Okay. Let's see. So let's save here. Okay. So massive door. This door must lead to the end of the gauntlet runner. It's locked tightly to prevent accidental entry. Okay. So this is the map and such. Let's take a look at it though. There's a map showing the area surrounding our destination, Martyria. Okay.
Let's see.
I wonder where we're at right now. Okay, we're just heading out. That's all. Okay, so they're marking them just fine. This is the kitchen. And this has gotta be... No. It's probably gotta be a bit of a mess hall. Back to Ek, huh? Okay. So that's all it is, huh? So go back to the corridor. Okay. So we've got to go up here, it looks like. Yeah. The cockpit appears to be up above here. Mind the rope, lad. We wouldn't want you going overboard. Perhaps I should stay away for now. Okay. The watchtower. Okay. Interesting. So we can get up this way. Alright. Toilet. Washroom. Pantry. Up top, it's the kitchen. I can prepare meals here. Okay. Alright. We'll check the shelf. These books are a mess. We should clean this up at some point. The bed. These beds, they seem pretty small. Of course they do. Okay, we got lint there. Engine room corridor. Okay. Definitely looks like an engine room down here.
This?
I wonder what makes this thing run. First time on a gauntlet runner, eh? Whoa, that scared me. Looks like that pipe it's in here too. Called a runner phone. There's one in every room.
Spectacular.
Now I believe I heard you speculating on the old girl's inner workings. Gauntlet runners use magma crystals to as fuel to run, you see. Used to be you to take your life in your hands when you traveled the wilds. Then thanks to the kingdom's greatest minds, the Gauntlet Runner was born. The runner's actual legs are based on a colossal beast, made for zero momentum loss, even on the roughest terrain. Among other things, I've modified this craft with a bit more zip and speed, another step closer to my dream. What dream? Long story, my girl. Best told to a captive audience with no plans for the next few days and nights. Never mind then, maybe some other time. Anyway, still plenty about the old girl that's a work in progress, but by the time I'm done, she'll have some new tricks, you just watch. It'll be sunset before long, so start thinking about bedding down for the night. Can't run in the dark, and the old girl needs a rest as much as we do. Okay, you will continue towards your destination while spending time on the Gauntlet Runner. Utilize its facilities to obtain items, raise abilities, or do other things you wouldn't be able to do in town. Okay. Try using the kitchen, reading books at the bookshelf, or using the washing machine. More activities will become available over time. You can also spend time with your allies while traveling, which may help improve your virtues at the end of the day. The choice is yours. Alright. So now, we just need to get back up. Okay. Show Stroll in them. Let's see if we can do Hulkenberg. Nora said he got the kitchen up and running. If you're hungry, would you fancy a meal? I hardly consider myself a chef of any great skill, but Stroll said he wanted to try some of the recipes he learned the Hushed Honeybee. Okay. Use the Gauntlet Runner's cooking table to whip up some food for you and your allies. Eating prepared meals can grant your party various positive effects. To cook, you'll need ingredients. Buy them, win them, or find them lying around. Try to experiment as much as possible. After you've made every dish at least once, you may learn how to create the ultimate culinary masterpiece. There's some ingredients here. Maybe Nara's went shopping. Okay, good. Whose handwriting is that? There are notes here about new potential recipes. Okay. Nice. Ooh, a lot of these. Want to make something? If so, we should try to have everyone teach us their culinary specialties. Let's cook. Okay, let's see. So, this is a burn and it restores HP. Good. Poison and then all allies, huh? Oh. Definitely get this one. Cook it. That's the dish Stroll wanted to make. Wait here, I'll go get him.
Now then.
For as often as we simply refer to our meals as meat, something to keep in mind is where it's cut from. The taste and texture can change dramatically, you know? Each type of cut has an ideal preparation, and if you do it well, it turns out tender and delicious. Something to strive for, wouldn't you say? So what kind of cut do we have here? But never you mind, just leave this to me. I began preparing the food with Stroll. Watch your meat and adjust the heat. So it goes, although it depends on what your preference is, really. It's nearly time. No, it is time. Strike now.
Alright.
It's kind of funny how he treated it like a battle there. Yeah, it's not bad so far. See the juices there? There's your proof. This is turning out delicious. We'll add a little something for the aroma and we're done. But just a little or it'll overshadow the flavor. Amazing. Stroll and I made a delicious looking dish cooked to perfection. It's curative coney roast. Smells great, doesn't it? Now imagine how it tastes. Stroll and I cleaned up the kitchen. Time really flew. Oh, nice.
The Gauntlet Runner arrives at the desert camp as the scorching sun sinks below the horizon, and the curtain of night falls over the land. Protected within the stalwart hull of the Gauntlet Runner, the party gains a short, peaceful respite.
See, establishing an encampment. At night, the vast wilderness outside town is ensconced in darkness. Forcing your way through the unmarked terrain is very dangerous, even with a stalwart gauntlet runner. Instead, establish camp somewhere safe. You can resume your travels the next morning. While at an encampment, you can use any of the facilities on the gauntlet runner like usual, but you can also reminisce about the journey with your allies. Give it a try. 3 days until we reach Martyria. Our first time camping in the Gauntlet Runner. I'm kinda excited, but it'll be a long night, so why not spend some time relaxing with someone? Okay, so... we've done that one. Can we find Hulkenberg? Let's go down here. See if we can find Hulkenberg. Okay, we got that one. Okay. Let's go here. Okay. Check the barrel. Beneath the cloth there seems to be a big barrel. I wonder what it's used for. Okay, so we can't do anything. Go back. Okay, there's Hulkenberg. Let's save here, just in case.
Well met.
Ah, well met. I don't suppose you're as overburdened with free time as I am? I'm certainly no stranger to traveling, but I've no idea how to spend idle hours. If the idea appeals, might we talk a bit? By recalling the past and planning for the future with Hulkenberg, maybe I can hone my imagination. Should I spend him talking with Hulkenberg? Yes, talk with her. This power we've awoken to, I've all sorts of questions, but what I really find curious are these forms we take on. Each has their unique aspects, but one bit they all have in common is their armor-like appearance. What do you make of that? See, it's cool, it's bizarre, it's kind of scary. I'm gonna say it's cool.
Certainly.
I think it looks cool. I do find the austerity of the design intriguing, but I was not speaking on how they look per se. In my opinion, the armor encloses the raging forces within us, allowing us to direct that power as one directs a horse by its reins. It is said people lose their magic because they refuse to confront their fears and anxieties, forever unaware of that power lurking within them. Is that not then the very condition to awaken our slumbering power, also hence why it is so exhausting and why it cannot be maintained for long? The ravenous appetite I had afterwards is proof we do well to practice diligence maintaining our food reserves. Hulkenberg and I talked about things to come. I feel like my imagination increased.
Alright.
Alright. Let's getting quite late, but we've a ways to go yet, so I would very much like to continue chatting with you. Hulkenberg and I talked for a while.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Good morning.
Top of the morning to you, my desert passengers. I trust that the sleeping quarters more than exceeded your expectations, eh? They were better than I had feared, considering how tiny they are. But I've got a question of my own. Isn't the desert sand going to do a number on this runner? My boy, remember who maintains this rugged girl. Nary a grain of sand could fit between her. I assure you, regardless, we'll be leaving these arid dunes behind tomorrow.
I knew it!
Wow, runners really are neat, aren't they? A carriage would never be able to get through the desert this fast, but just keep an eye on the road, okay? Neuros. We'll arrive in Martyria in 2 days, huh? Okay, we'll save here. Okay. Sword. Magica. Let's try talking here. Just stroll now. Hey, Tomaso, good timing. I was about to do some maintenance on my weapons. If you got the time, why not join me? It's as refreshing for the mind as it is for our battles. Maintaining my weapon may help me improve my focus during a fight and hone my courage. Do you want to hone your weapons with Stroll? I will. Right, let's have a look at your blade then.
Got a moment?
You'll think I'm getting ahead of myself here, but after things settle down, I'd like to live without the sword. I admire the idea of a world where monsters and senseless violence don't exist. There's where nothing is taken from you by others. That's why one day I want to restore my ruined hometown to its former glory, not just mine, all the ruined hometowns.
Hey.
How about you? I shared my plan, let's hear yours. What will you do when the fight's over? I'm not sure, I'd like to help you. I want to travel. Well, his ideal sounds nice, but it would be hard. And I'm not sure it would be honest, but I also feel like wanting to say I want to travel because yours truly here has an insatiable appetite for knowledge. Because I am quite curious about things. So travel will be able to satisfy that.
So that means...
I think I'd want to travel.
Oh, I see.
To go where the wind takes you, I take it? That does sound nice. I've got to get stronger, even if the village gets rebuilt. It's all for naught if it's attacked by monsters again. I want to be strong enough to rid this country of monsters, not to leave it to a spineless army and its incompetent generals. They only have the power to kill those who oppose them. They have no desire to protect their people, just like Lewis. We'll fight for change, and corruption is everywhere. I feel like saying the top one. I want to do something about that too.
Yeah.
I agree, but seeing the state of our country's armies, I'm all the more glad you are, Captain, truly. You've resolved to stand on the front line of our fight, so it's only right that you lead our fight, I say. I forced my way into your mission.
Hey.
I envy you sometimes, you know, to act with such conviction. How does one become so bold? I do what I must. I waver sometimes. I just do whatever. I'm gonna say I do what I must. Yeah. I'm only doing what needs to be done, one step at a time. Easier said than done. I get so fixated on the past I lose sight of the present. And sometimes you always look forward, and that's what I envy about you. All this to say, I have faith in you. We have more battles ahead, and I'll be counting on you to get us through them. In the end, the king will be determined by what the people think of as justice. They're free to make their choices, but so is the one being chosen. I wonder who it'll end up being after all this. After all this. I'm not too sure about you guys, but I like this traveling moment way better than Trails Through Daybreaks. I say that because as much as I like the Trails series, Trails Through Daybreak just annoys me because of all the car travel and how it reminds me of my frustrations in life. Basically, how much you can't do without them here in our society. And I'm of the mind that cars are a tool just like other pieces of technology, and so like tools, you should only be using them when necessary or they're the right fit for the job. But sadly, where I'm at, we just made things so that you kind of need them all the time, and that just ends up creating a dystopian future for a lot of people, including those that do like driving, because yeah. Glad you find it interesting that I think about it that way, but like as I was saying, those that can drive will eventually not be fit to drive, and so that's true. And I do see a need for the truckers, because you can't get the freight trains in everywhere. So your job is definitely necessary. I won't fault you for that, but we really need to make it so that we're using vehicles like that only when they're the right fit for the job, if you... But yeah, so this kind of makes it nice for me to see it, and plus, when I'm like this, I do like looking out at the landscape, though this desert landscape might not be to my liking. I'm more a fan of beach and coastal settings. A lot of obesity and a lot of vitamin D deficiency, and a lot of our problems do come because of our lifestyles.
Alright.
Anyway, the short sword's shining like new. Let's finish this up. Caring for my weapon has fortified my will to fight as well as increased my courage. Yeah, it is, and that you bring that up, Pat, it reminds me of a curious thing I saw once. There's this group or charity or foundation called America Walks, and while it kind of aims to make things closer to how I'd want them to, the thing that I found weird is GM is listed as one of their donors, and GM is supposedly a party that's responsible for the problems that we have now in America. Because like you said, they wouldn't be billionaires.
Now then.
Ooh. Got an increase in courage.
Courage.
'Tis one of the virtues a ruler must possess. If thou aspire to true sovereignty, kindle the flame of thy courage to ignite their hearts of thy people. Oh, I agree. They are corrupt to the point where I do see it as a joke, too. And don't forget, it's a lot... At the heart of it is all human greed.
I say, we could stop for a break.
Oh, break time, chums. There's something up ahead, so we'll be stopping there.
Coming now into view is the Tree of Prophecy, a resplendent tapestry of color against the backdrop of the bleak desert. One theory is that the tree's roots gorge on the land's magma, and still another is that it gorges on those enraptured by its colorful foliage, as though themselves snared by the bewitching magma surrounding the tree. The gauntlet runner comes to a stop at its base.
I do like how it's transitioning to the different areas. It reminds me of Trails a lot, and it's done that for pretty much every arc in Trails. So they like go to a map to get you transition to a new area, and I'm liking that they're doing that in this game. Oh. Yeah, that is a bit backwards, but of course don't forget, Pat, that a lot of cultures out there, they don't tip anybody. We're one of the few that do, and so to them, it's kind of weird when we do it and viewed as rude, from what I've seen, and so that's kind of why, in my mind, I'm just like, I'll just do what I feel like and how, and let the consequences follow. Sure, that's not always going to be a great thing for me, but if you have to keep track of all that, then what's the point? You can't really always do a do as the Romans do kind of thing. Here we are. Shall we get a closer look? Plus, if you do as the Romans do, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely true there, Pat. I agree. The pay isn't good, and our work-life balance isn't good either, because, again, we're living so far away from everything that we need. Back in the past, like I want to say my grandparents and great-grandparents' time, though in a lot of times they were farmers, but in those times, you could comfortably do your job, and then when you leave work, you can get everything you need in a timely manner. Whereas these days, you can't really do that. Oh yes, I wouldn't doubt that they'd make you work an 8-day work week. Heck, Greece is like going for a 30-day, like a 6-day work week. Ooh, 30 days? Man, that's gotta be rough. Oh wow, it's so pretty. It's not just the leaves, it's as though the whole area has been painted red.
Certainly.
This place calls to mind a picture book I read as a child. It told of a great tree located somewhere within the country whose colors shifted to foretell unusual events in the times ahead. Oh, they do, huh? Well, tell them that they should give you 3 months off. Particularly right now. Like, sure, that'll hamper people getting their gifts in times for Christmas and that, but if they're making you work 30 days straight, then you really need that break. Oh. Ah, you're taking 2 weeks off for Christmas, huh? I hope they didn't tell you. Then you're fired. Because if that's the case, we'll just have to pull out my velociraptors and go after them. How exactly would a tree foretell the future, and how does a plant grow this huge in the middle of a desert? I'm not sure if this explains it, but am I sensing an incredible amount of magma in the air here? If your hypothesis is correct, that would make this no mere tree, no sir, but a magical organism that feeds off of it. Perfect! We need the chaos! If your hypothesis is correct, that would make this no mere tree, no sir, but a magical organism that feeds off of magma. As a matter of scientific research, I must document this discovery. Neros pulled... Oh yes! We're on board! Fire the commandos! Neros pulled out a sheet of paper and brush from his pocket and began to draw the landscape. Yes! It's been a while since he did that. Glad to see it working. Neros pulled a sheet of paper and a brush from his pocket and began to draw the landscape in front of him. Wow, Neros, how did you get so good at drawing? Ah, my boy, meticulous documentation is the foundation of... I think we all are. We all are hiding our true power. Just don't let Beerus know that we can take him out. Oh, my boy, meticulous documentation is the foundation of all good research. There you have it. I'm finished here. Take it as a keepsake. You sure I can have this? Yeah. Yes, of course. I've already committed it all to safety of my mind. I have no need for the sketch itself anymore. Ooh. Tree of Prophecy drawing. I received Neros' research picture. The drawing is intricately detailed and could accurately convey the majesty of this place to a viewer who has never been here. And I do agree that this is kind of beautiful for a desert setting here. Because a lot of what I see around here is the mountains and such, but this just seems more beautiful than that.
Hey there!
Hey, why don't we give that to Maria? I bet she'd love to see something from our journey, and we could tell her a story about this place. The next time we're in Grand Trad, I should give this drawing to Maria. Huh? A magical organism in the form of a tree. Say, aren't fairies in the same classification? Precisely. Gallica is a most precious treasure as well. I've been observing her very closely, which is giving me great insight into my own research into flight. Don't tell me he's going to research insect locomotion, because that's how a lot of fairies fly.
Huh?
What? You've been observing me this whole time? I don't recall you asking, so knock it off.
However,
turning our attention back to the tree, I've heard that it tints itself blue to herald the arrival of favorable developments. I wonder what manner of anomaly its current color portends. We took a brief detour, but I feel that seeing that rare sight has broadened my wisdom.
All right.
Not too sure about you guys, but it seems kind of weird that wisdom is likely the quickest that's growing on me in this game. Like, because it seems that a lot of the others, they're like all too far away. But then again, kind of makes sense because it's just ticking up what I do a lot, like they do in Persona.
The Gauntlet Runner arrives in a quiet clearing, concealed by boulders, as darkness reclaims the wilderness for itself. Monsters run rampant in the wilds. To sleep here would be perilous, unless from within the safety of a Gauntlet Runner. The party, secure in their Gauntlet Runner, spends the night in peace, hidden from hungry gazes.
Okay, everyone's out here. We'll be in Martira the day after tomorrow. I wonder what kind of place Martira is. Well, what's this blue light? There are insects gathering by the campfire. Oh, apparently you can eat these bugs, well, according to Hulkenberg anyway. I should try and catch one. Lumi Bee. I caught one of the bugs gathered by the campfire. When it's my turn to cook, I should use it as an ingredient. Okay. So Stroll seems to be the only one available. Let's save here and then talk to Stroll. Don't know what this symbol is for on him, but it's likely a virtue. Hey, are you looking for something to do? My weapons are as sharp as they're going to get, and I'm not up to much. Care to keep me company for a while? By recalling the past and planning for the future with Stroll, maybe I can hone my imagination. Should I spend time talking with Stroll? Yes.
Now then.
Up next is Martira. It feels like just yesterday when I first arrived in the capital city. So much has happened in such a short span of time. I met you when we went over to the northern fortress and awakened a mysterious power. I had once thought magic like this only existed in heroic tales of times long past. Speaking of which, I've been thinking perhaps this is the same power that Hero Kings once used. If that's the case, then why do you think so many of them met miserable ends? Let's see. Powers and everything, they had no allies. They lost to a greater power. Well, I don't really want to say they had no allies, and I'm not too sure at this point how much choices matter here. And this one and this one are about the same when you think about it. Because even though they are quite different, just say power isn't everything and they lost to a greater power. Well, I say that they could be kind of the same as that a mob can definitely be a greater power. And even if they aren't, like, well-trained in that, they could still be strong. But at the same time, the power isn't everything. It also goes to show that just one individual's power can't be enough, so that's why I'm kind of grouping them together. But I'm just gonna say powers and everything.
What's that about it?
Powers and everything.
I see.
As kings, they had to govern their people and maintain the peace. Martial might alone won't help you there. Perhaps it's not a matter of how much power you have, but how you choose to wield it. Moreover, we've got more than one power at our disposal, and on top of that, we've got allies who share these abilities as well. If we continue to master these archetypes, then maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to surpass the great hero kings of old. Though all this does make me wonder just how many more of these powers are still out there. I felt my imagination grow as Stroll and I discussed the challenges still ahead of us. Okay. Come now, it's too early for bed. Let's talk some more. Stroll and I talked for a while.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Ooh, nice.
Finally! We're out of the desert! Oh wow, I missed all this green!
Why is it so bumpy?
That'd be the change in terrain, lad.
See, you got to let the suspensions get used to hard ground and the soft sand.
Glad you like it.
Used to fly everywhere.
Ooh, it did, huh? Nice!
That's
a cannonade.
Oh, I see. Well, yeah. It is definitely beautiful there. And it... yeah, it definitely does.
Sanctism will reign!
Of course, don't forget, Atlas isn't, like, completely small time, and since they are getting the funds from Sega...
It's them. Remember, from the opening ceremony, I think one of them is Guido, Forden's confidant, and the other is Luis's man, Gladel.
Prominent candidates. Shouldn't the king's magic petrify them for their aggression?
No, see where they're aiming. They're not shooting to kill, just to take out the opposing runner's legs.
You just made me laugh there. I think it takes more than money, but money will help you get there, yes. It doesn't seem like they're trying to land a fatal shot, just aiming to break the opposite side's gauntlet runners.
Out in the wilds with no working runner. Whether they survive or not, they're dashed well out of the race.
So 'tis a clash to halt each other's advance. Damned fools couldn't resist a show of force.
Oh, I agree, Hulkenberg. Let's just go in there and destroy them both.
Look, over by the legs. That crier is there too.
I see. Acting as witness to the higher candidate's conflict. It seems Gladel cannot match Godot's firepower.
Our plan hinges on winning Lewis's favor. Can we afford to abandon Gladel if he's one of Lewis's supporters?
What's our plan? If we just hang back and watch, Godot's gonna win. And Vorden gets a leg up on the competition.
Let's see. Well, we want Lewis to come out. Smart play-wise, I would go for this. But since we want Lewis's attention, gonna do this one.
Let's give Gladel a hand here.
Good thinking. That way we could win Luis's regards.
Agreed. Let us ride to Gladel's aid.
I say, hold on. You realize you're a no-name candidate, eh? If he wants to shut you out, he'll not have to aim for just our legs.
It's a runner, isn't it? If things get too dicey, we'll just run. Didn't you say we have the fastest craft around?
Fine. Suppose there's no room for caution if we want the world's eyes on us.
Okay then, it's settled. Let's make sure he owes us big.
There should be an external runner phone out there.
We're here to help! Withdraw, Gladel! Who goes there? Why do you stand for Luis's forces? Well, sorry, can't get into it now. You're that commoner candidate who destroyed the Grand Cathedral! Was that not enough? You have profaned the sacred a second time!
Oh, I'm glad we're fighting you now! He deserves a dirt nap right now.
In God's name, be thou punished.
Eudix and his monks have boarded the deck. Looks like he knows the magic won't shield us. He's aiming to kill us here and now.
You dare interfere in my fight! Know your place! Is it fame you seek? You thought by confronting me, you might lift your own names? Then you chose the wrong opponent.
Oh, I chose the right opponent. Because you're the kind of person I hate.
I hate to interrupt, old egg, but it's a touch more complex than that.
We of the Crown Theocracy's monk army have silenced all who would oppose the eminence of God. Your petty ruses are beneath me. Now you shall know how powerless you truly are.
Remember, the king's magic means we cannot move to strike Godot himself.
Go for his followers first. We'll thin their numbers and turn the tide.
Go, my brethren! Put the fear of God into these impious commoners!
Don't forget about the petrification magic!
Okay.
Seeker! Maybe not.
Okay.
Let's go.
Well, do you?
But thanks. With these fists, I strike for...
Let's see.
I'll crush you.
Do this.
I shall show you what true magic is. Let justice prevail.
Okay, so we'll just do a physical attack.
Behold my power! What could you hope to achieve?
Luckily, I can heal.
He knows we can't attack him. He's toying with us.
Let's do this.
I shall show you what true magic is.
Oh, power of heroes!
Let's do this.
Witness me, brethren!
Okay.
I won't hold back!
We'll just run a heal.
We can do this!
Trust me.
I owe you.
What could you hope to achieve?
And this here is pretty much like SMT.
Your defense is down.
I call upon royal power within!
Like, using things like this is very much Persona-like, but the turn system is definitely like SMT.
So, the faithful are broken before you, yet your desperate struggling is for naught. You cannot defy the inevitable. I am immune to all your wicked harms.
Oh, he gets to do whatever he wants, and we can't even get near him!
Bend the knee and yield to the divine truth of sanctism.
We aren't gonna do that, pal.
Now, are you prepared for the end?
I think not, you rotter!
What have you done to my gauntlet runner?
You're out of the race, as you should be.
Nothing to lose. At the very least, I can thrash your old clunker until it's inoperable.
This is a waste of my time. So be it. You'll face your divine punishment soon enough.
Well, you better be prepared for a dirt nap yourself.
Phew. Finally, he took the hint.
Hey, get down here. What are you playing at? You think I owe you now or something? I would have been fine without your meddling.
I wanted to help. Are you hurt? I guess you live to see another day. I feel like saying this. But again, I'm not too sure if choices actually matter, so I'm just gonna say I wanted to help. Though I do want to say the last one, really badly.
I just wanted to help you.
A likely story? Out with it. What's your motive?
Why, Gladell, surely you can spare some manners for a crew that saved our lives? Honestly, that got a bit ugly for my liking.
Well, well, well. Do my eyes deceive me? Juna the songstress in the flesh. What brings you all the way out here? A little tryst on the road, is it?
Nothing so saucy. I'm afraid this cad's just my chauffeur. Now please, darling, a little privacy, or I'll have to charge for an interview.
Fair enough, miss. Fair enough. Nothing you're not used to. Consider me chastened and shooed. Besides, I might have found another angle here that's just as promising.
And I already want to slug you in the face.
You surprised me out there, love. You bested Godot. So you're not just a pretty face. You were more help than my useless driver, at least.
Look here. However talented and famed a songstress she may be, you must remember to contain yourselves.
Songstress? Wait, is she the same Nidia lady who sang at the opening ceremony?
Yes, she is.
But that's... oh, blast it all, I can't take it anymore.
Oh my gosh.
I'd know the suspensions anywhere. You had Caden workshop on this, eh? Yes, those are quality parts and no mistake. Luis really shells out for his own.
I'm kind of conflicted here in some way. Its enthusiasm kind of annoys me. To the point where I want to slug him in the face. But since this is a machine, I feel like giving him a pass. Machine instead of a romantic interest. So, feel a bit conflicted here. But I'm gonna let him off on this one since it's just a machine.
By the crown, you can't be serious! She is Juna, the kingdom's greatest singer, the dulcet diva! Oh, this is preposterous! Surely I can't be the only one starstruck? Really? No one else wants to shake her hand? Well, then on behalf of this group, I suppose it falls to me.
You're an interesting little ensemble. Wait, is that a fairy?
real living one. Where did you...
Hey, up there!
An airborne gauntlet runner. He's actually finished it.
Luis.
My Lord Luis. How kind to provide a personal escort.
So that's it. I thought it was strange that a candidate like Gladel got stuck playing someone's driver.
But she was still the Sanctist's pick for the opening ceremonies? Guess even Forden's camp has to bend to popular opinion.
My humblest apologies, my Lord Luis, for this travesty, especially when you had graced me with the privilege of bearing the lovely Lady Juna.
Glad to see Lady June is safe, at least.
I could have crushed that churchman like a bug. And I would have if these insolent fools hadn't.
I'm sure. Sorry, don't much care.
I'm of the same opinion.
It would seem you had to clean up my associate's mess. I'd like to express my gratitude, but if I might ask, who are you?
We are nobody you should concern yourself with. See, I'm a candidate where your supporters take a wild guess. Let's see. We'll just be cocky here and say take a wild guess.
Take a wild guess.
Mouth like that's gonna get you killed, kid.
A bold one, are you? I didn't take you for a traveling troupe of jesters.
He's just another no-name candidate.
One would think you commoners, but for the Lady Knight at your side. And you have a gauntlet runner. Most curious. What made you decide to enter the competition?
We came for you. Now accept our challenge to a duel.
Looks like he's more interested than we anticipated. This might be our chance, so choose your words wisely, okay?
He's asking why I became a candidate. How should I respond? To become king to save the prince? To help you. Let's see. These two kind of go together because this is our little mission here, but we shouldn't be honest with him. And then we've got to become king, huh? I feel like saying to help. It's not the truth, but we need to be careful here. And the choice of fight me isn't available either.
I want to help you, Count Luis.
Oh? You fight in my name, do you?
Really now? So, you thought you'd step in for a little self-promotion?
He's calling us
We
out.
want to help anyone in need. That's what we believe in.
Anyone? Most interesting. However, my immediate needs are met in terms of sword hands.
Oh, come now. Don't they have a certain charisma to them? Why? I dare say I saw them use magic without igniters.
Please, I know we can help you. We want nothing more than to see your vision realized, Lord Luis.
You do know what that vision is built on, don't you? If you would claim yourself my ally, then prove your power before all the kingdom's eyes. You can't change the world without power, after all. If you can manage that, I'll consider your proposal.
See you, loves.
Don't think this changes anything. Come on, Hector!
soars like a damn bird.
Right then. That could have gone worse. We were lucky we managed to connect with Luis this early.
No thanks to that Gladel. Even should we be accepted, he'll be no ally of ours.
Of course not.
At the very least, Luis knows our faces. All we have to do now is avoid screwing it up.
He wants to see our power, does he? Then let's find Heisman, bring him to justice, and show the nation we're a force to be reckoned with.
As the chirping birds return to their nests, and the darkness claims its dominion, the Gauntlet Runner at last arrives at its repose, a place grown thick with trees. Are the sounds from between the trees just the leaves being caressed by the wind? Or are they the whispers of the beguiling beings of the dark? The party never has to find out, for they are safe within the Gauntlet Runner.
Oh, damn it, blast!
Did you hear that?
It's over. The end of the road. So ends the life of the genius engineer.
Let's say we go check on him. Hey! Nurse, you okay?
Oh, you two. Terribly sorry. It's nothing, really.
I don't think it is. You seem troubled. Illusion of choice here, folks!
It doesn't sound like nothing.
Ah, no hiding it from you, is there? No, it's just the old runner. She runs like a dream, you see, but I wanted to make her peerless. An absolute beauty, you know, top of her class. Something that would make even old Luis's runner look like a bally apple cart. I'd not be floundering so much if I just had a bit of spark.
A spark?
Yes, my girl. A spark of inspiration. A moment of epiphany. Like when I saw the lost relic.
Lost relic? Doesn't ring a bell.
Ah, yes, context. They say that long, long ago, there was a civilization so highly advanced it was beyond all modern understanding.
Be right back, guys. I feel like I need a break for the bathroom and a drink. Alright, I'm back. Just let me check on how things are going stream-wise, because I don't trust things as they are. Okay. I'm still good to go. So now we can continue on. Yes, context. They say that long ago, there was a civilization so highly advanced it was beyond all modern understanding.
Automation ruled the day. People lived surrounded by machinery with no need to work. Legend has it that they lived lives of convenience and comfort. But somehow, that civilization just up and disappeared. God only knows what happened to them.
Sounds kind of far-fetched already.
Hear me out, would you? The point is, once in a stretch, you hear about someone unearthing relics from those days of yore. Absolutely inscrutable to the layman, don't you know? But those in the know would recognize such a prize at a single glance.
Let's see, have you seen one? Who'd you hear this from? I want to say this top one.
Have you ever seen one of these yourself?
Oh, yes. When I was but a young sproglet, there was this loony old inventor in my neighborhood, both quite brilliant and quite daffy, as they often are. That old fellow only showed me his find once, but even seeing it lit a fire in me, like being struck by lightning. After that, it was like a boiling pot. Ideas rising to the surface. And my tinkering always came out marvelous. Some proper court engineer-worthy genius. Something about it utterly captured my imagination. The lost relic, I mean.
Wow. You could try getting him to show you again.
If only I could. That old fellow went back to his own hometown. That single solitary glimpse of the past was all I had. The old goat. He told me he'd leave me the relic in his will.
Okay, so where's this guy's hometown?
Oh, some tiny hamlet somewhere on the outskirts of Martira. A village by the name of Camero or some such.
Maybe I should look into Camero when we get to Andrea. Okay. Heroes Incense, huh? We left Narrows, who dissolved into doom and gloom, and headed toward our narrow sleeping quarters in the Gauntlet Runner.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
So we'll arrive in Matria this evening, then good. Soon we'll be liberated from this blasted shaking. Liberated, I do believe I take offense to that. The fairy girl is right, you know, a carriage can never keep up this pace. Some gratitude would be appreciated. Apologies, I am grateful, it's just hard to show it while on the verge of losing your lunch. That, and I pray we can avoid further hindrances like yesterday's. Once we arrive in town, we're supposed to meet with Barden, right? I'm sure the sights will be distracting, but let's not keep the man waiting.
Departing the capital and barreling southward, the party's gauntlet runner at last arrives in the old castle town, Martira, where their client, Barden, awaits. The towering castle's stark walls stare down coldly upon its visitors. The only question now is whether or not this gambit was the right move.
Tis far more desolate a place than I'd heard.
Not many people out. It's like everyone's afraid of something.
Ah, you're here. I've been hoping you'd show up soon.
I know it's been a while, but we pledged to help you. We'll not go back on our word.
Glad to hear it. I'm sure Lady Joanna will also be pleased. Oh, your pardon. Lady Joanna rules this city. She is also a most holy sanctuaress of the Sanctus Church. She lives there, in Criganti Castle.
I take it the locals are hoping for His Eminence Forden to win the tournament?
Aye, naturally. No sane and righteous man would want Luis on the throne. Speaking of, I heard there was a scuffle on the road between two candidates gauntlet runners. The criers say Forden's allies suffered the worst of it.
Ah, well, that's Luis's camp for you. I assume it was them. I mean, some nasty characters at his heel.
Luis is a tyrant. All fights have casualties. It's not my business. Let's just say it's not my business.
It's really none of my business.
Aye. Best not to get distracted by this tattle when you've got a mission to attend to. Admirably practical.
Got quite a positive outlook, doesn't he?
Captain, are you sure we can trust these strangers? These bounty boarders are always in it just for the money.
Looks like his officer's not on our side just yet.
Dinna be rude, Morris. They've come a long way for our sakes. Now, I'm sure you must be knackered from the journey. Let me show you to an inn. You can try our local speciality, perhaps.
Ah, you've a local delicacy. It would be a welcome treat.
You chaps go on. The old girl needs a bit of maintenance after carrying us so far.
Can't that wait until you've eaten?
Too much at stake, lad. Go on, don't worry, and I'll sort her out. Might well fix the bally waterworks while I'm at it.
Come, everyone. This way.
Is this some kind of smoked dish?
Roasted larvae of the giant sandworm. It's Martira's culinary speciality. Cooked to a delicate finish, just enough to preserve all the natural juices and flavors of the innards.
Oh good. Larval innards.
Tis a unique texture, to be sure, but the taste is divine. Exquisite.
Oh my gosh. If this were Food Wars, she'd be stripped. With that kind of statement there. But luckily this isn't Food Wars.
You're completely serious, aren't you?
Something the matter? Do try some of your own before it gets cold.
Let's see, looks great. Okay, so it's about the same, but just with different bouts of enthusiasm, and these are about the same, so I'm gonna say the top one.
Looks great. What is with that smile? Not you two.
The rich flavors are bursting in my mouth. It's surprisingly tasty.
You fairly eat with gusto, young man. Passion worthy of a royal candidate. How was it? Sometimes the insides can twitch a bit, but it's harmless, I assure you.
Would that I had time to try more of your dishes, but... to business. Can you fill us in on the details of all these kidnappings?
Aye. Our wee ones have been going missing for at least 6 months. All told, we're looking at 15 children now unaccounted for.
And you think this Heismay is your culprit?
I'm told he's a disgraced knight with nowhere else to turn. We've no proof, but the pieces fit. Seems to me that with nothing else to lose, he's gone rogue.
For a man who claimed a knight's honor to stoop to such horrors. 'Tis unacceptable. We must end this quickly, for our sake and his own.
If I recall the brief, it'll be quite a feat to even get near this Heismay. His hideout was in the midst of the Sandworm's territory, yes?
Aye, well remembered. He certainly isn't going to make this easy for us.
So... is Wise May's hideout way out here? Looks pretty far from Martira.
See, sandworm nest.
It's a campground.
Oh, I smell trouble.
To be here. So we'll go here. That's the giant sandworm's nest. Okay.
Now that you mention it, I have to wonder how we can even survive out there.
We've been chasing any lead we have, but we can't figure it all out. We're in over our heads.
I do like how the protagonist isn't silent in this game like a lot of Atlus's other games, though. Let's save this town together and we'll get the job done. Just to have our reward ready. Let's see. I'm just gonna say we'll get the job done.
Get this job done.
We're awful grateful to have you. And don't worry, we'll pay you what you're due. After all, nobody else in the royal capital would give it a second glance.
We help anyone in need. That's why we've come this far.
Inspiring words, young man. Now, I hope you're not full yet. We've a whole spread of other dishes for you. Now this is the pride of the town. A fine sweetmeat made from the juvenile sandworm's entrails. You'll find this tastes as sweet as any dessert. Together, I'm sure we can find a way to the stronghold without falling prey to those words. Now, please, dig in.
Tis altogether different from the roast. Why, tis succulent as a mellow fruit. Another marvel.
Oh my gosh, I can still imagine Hulkenberg being in Food Wars right now.
You must have gotten used to eating anything you had to out in the wilds, eh?
Well, that is an important thing to deal with, Stroll.
I'll schedule a meeting with the Honourable Lady Joanna tomorrow. Please, rest your weary heads for today.
If they aren't here to con a free meal out of us, that is.
Now, let's go.
It's been a while.
It's been forever since I've had such a spacious bed.
Exactly.
We're gonna meet the lady of the town first thing in the morning, so get your beauty sleep, okay? Let's save. Okay. Now... let's check out the informant. Oh, don't mind me, I only just arrived. I've only just arrived just now, so it's not like I overheard the conversation you just had with Barden. And even if I did hear something, it's not like I'd tell anybody. I never would have made it as a professional informant if I didn't know how to handle sensitive information. That's right. If there's anything you want to know about the city, simply ask me. You can always find me here. Okay. So he's got nothing. That's the square. Staff. Okay. Kind of hard. As requested by Barden, the entire tavern has been reserved for your party's private use today. I had to kick out a house full of drunkards for this. I hope you're all worth it. Still, it's nice of you to come all this way, traveler. Please make yourselves comfortable. The beds are in the back, past the door next to the desk. Beds are in the back, next to the desk, huh? Okay. Still hard navigating this place, though. But there we go. I'm gonna save here just in case. Some of these places can get kind of confusing to navigate without our mini-map, but then again, it's one of the things it shares with SMT and Persona. So let's get some rest.
Good night.
Rest well.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
It's gorgeous out.
Wow, what beautiful weather. I think I might have overslept, though.
Hold on.
Where is everyone?
Let's hurry.
They all went to Kigrand Castle ahead of us. Apparently we can get there by climbing the stairs in Stairstone Market. Okay. So let's save just to make sure. Can't be too cautious.
An elder candidate?
Okay.
All right then.
Huh, okay. Let's see if we can visit the shops, though. First.
Hey.
Looks like we can. That's good.
What'll it be?
I guarantee the quality of our weapons. Go ahead and take a look. Bye. Okay. So this one's a bit weaker. Okay, so we can get some stuff here. Okay. So we can get this one for him. And let's see. Increased ice attack strength and fire attacks. So that's the only thing that's different, basically. And I don't know about what I'm gonna deal with, so let's just do this.
Good.
Okay. Let's see if we got anything. Gambler's Jewel, huh? Okay. Sell. And then we shall sell these things. Alright. Then we'll save. But at least they're not trapping me into continuing the story at this point. Like, I do want to get there, but I should also take a look at these shops. Okay, the armory.
Hey!
What'll it be?
Customer. A customer, well, if it's armor you're looking for, go ahead and take a look. Okay. So we can do that. And I'm kind of uneasy about getting this, even though it's supposedly the best for everyone except the pro tag. This is a bit better. Things, let's see. So we'll get this one.
Good.
Alright. And then since I am wary of it, we'll just get this for Stroll. Yeah, I suspected as much, and this is what I didn't like when I first noticed that. But at least I got things up to date here. So let's save. Okay. And then...
Alright then.
The other shop is towards where I need to go anyway, so... Let's take care of that.
Hey!
Come here. It's not every day that an elder comes by. Oh, I meant no offense by that, as long as you buy something. Okay. So. Got 4,000. Okay. 100 to one ally. But 50 to everyone. So I can probably get about 2 of these. Okay, so okay, cures forget, huh? Okay, that'll be good. And I'll probably get this one so I can do up to about 1,000. Alright, there we go. Okay. So we got our stuff. Now it's time to keep on going. Okay, so we'll save here. Okay, so over here. Door's shut tight. Okay, so we just need to talk to him. So you've all come, fantastic. Lady Joanna is waiting inside. Let's go right now, if that's alright. Let's go.
Yes.
Please come this way then.
May I present Lady Joanna, Sanctress and the ruler of this city. These are the ones who have undertaken the request to subjugate Heisman.
I am Joanna, presiding lady of this city. On its behalf, you have my gratitude for traveling all the way from the royal capital.
Lady Joanna refused to use taxes to pay for this, so she sold her own heirlooms and possessions to secure the funds.
It's clear you want only the best for your people, milady. So we'll give you our best in return.
I cannot claim any nobility above yours. Even as other aspirants to the throne quarrel and bicker, you've chosen instead to help the kingdom's people.
Well, we don't deserve that much credit. After all, we're not helping for free.
Even so, please put an end to this tragedy.
We won't let you down. Just doing my duty as a candidate. I feel like saying we won't let you down.
Thank you. In truth, I thought it foolish to decide a monarch by a simple vote of popularity. But Perhaps there is something to it. Here is my offer. If you get rid of the culprit, I will appeal to the people of this town to support you.
Ooh, nice.
Time, but can you truly afford that? Surely, as a church sanctoress, His Eminence Forden would expect your support. Indeed. However, I would rather have a king who truly cares for his subjects.
That's very telling to me. Not too sure about you guys, but definitely very telling to me.
Yes, Lady Joanna. Now, I must return to my duties. I shall await our next meeting.
We're counting on you.
'Twas a confident smile indeed, with a great deal of pain behind it.
I know it's but a step in our plan, but truly, I hope we can help these people. She even promised us political support.
She did say it. Oh, I mean, I can't help but wonder if she'll keep her word on that. It's quite a promise to make when she barely knows us.
Did something seem amiss?
Not in particular. Maybe it's just the gloominess of this place getting to me. So what are we gonna do about Heisme? We'll have to go out in Sandworm territory to find him, right?
The mere fact of his kidnappings suggests he's passing unseen by guards and sandworms alike. The question is, how?
Let's ask around the city a bit first. Though I can't say we'll find many willing to talk, with the streets this deserted. Maybe we'll have better luck around the taverns and shops.
We should go.
Everyone went to gather information. We should ask around too. Okay, so that's the manor. Let's definitely save. So, shops and taverns, huh? Let's see. What do you want? You interested in this rock with all the faces? Let's see. We came to see the podium. Never mind. Very well, I don't know what the whole deal with this rock is. Okay, so... You're not talking. You've got something to say. Giant sandworm, what are you asking me? This is a fruit stand, you realize. You realize I have... But you really think I have anything to do with a dangerous bug like that? Me, a fruit seller? Why don't we collect information around here first? There are still people we haven't talked to. Alright. Let's see. I still wish I could change the camera around a lot more than they're letting on. Your new face? Oh, are you that helper lad I heard about? Didn't expect you to be an Elder. My tribe doesn't matter, I'll be fine. I brought my friends. I figured as much, seeing the massive gauntlet runner over there and all. Not that I think you can't do the job. Yeah, if Barden picked you, then I believe in you. You'd think a kidnapper's scary, but this Heisme fellow's beyond the pale. I heard he can summon command illusions. Anything's possible when he's able to abduct folks right off the street. You'd better be damn careful is all. Rich, poor, man, woman, hell, even child, it doesn't matter to them. They're ruthless. Usually you kidnap someone, you've got a purpose, yeah, but not here. It's downright spine-chilling, it is. Okay, nothing there. There's somebody.
People missing.
Bloody hell, we're supposed to just go about our lives and someone could strike from the shadows at any moment. We should just offer up some convicts or unwanted children. Say, you know, any Elda no one would miss. Screw you, and I'm telling Barden, huh? Let's see, I'll just say that. Oh, please don't. He's not the sort for jokes. He'd lecture me for days. But I'm worried, I tell you, putting my foot in my mouth now and then. Can you blame me?
What'll I do here?
Okay. Tell lover. My daughter's gone missing. Please help me find her. Ma'am, it's been 3 weeks since she went missing. It pains me to say, but... No, I refuse to believe it. Children aren't just getting snatched up like that. Okay. There's Stroll, so we have nothing to talk about. Tired man. Giant sandworm. We... Meritans love our edible grubs, but we bit different to their inedible parents. Larvas, my personal favorite, but I know little about them before they make it to the kitchen. Who may know more about them? I can't recall any. Oh wait, hang on, I just thought of someone. There was a merchant yesterday at the tavern boasting he'd gotten real close to the sandworm's den. If that's true, it'd be quite the feat. Maybe he's still in town. That's some good info. Maybe this merchant's still nearby. Let's look around Thoroughfare Square. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so got those guys. So Thoroughfare Square. Let's ask him. Seems we missed the mark on our assumptions. I've spoken to the guard corps, but they know little less. Okay, so let's go here. Okay, the square.
No, must have got that wrong.
Okay, there's that.
Hello.
Peddler. What's this? You all, you have some business with me or something? Were you the one at the tavern yesterday? We heard there was a merchant who got close to the giant sandworm. Close to the giant sandworm? Bloody hell, that's amazing. But you got the wrong guy. I've only just got to town. Hey, here there's some rare weapons and armor to be found here. City's in a... head away right now, but it seems I'm not the only one who's a mind stock up. God, there's not just one merchant who could have gone near the sandworm recently. Let's look around the square a bit more. Maybe we can get some more information. Spirited Seer. Giant sandworm? Sorry, young man, I don't know a thing about it. What I do know about is the next few days worth of bad weather. If you're interested, stop by.
Whoa.
Alright. Glad you came, Pat. And I look forward to your return. Bad weather, think that might affect our travel at all? Once we've got things figured out, maybe we should go talk to Seer again. Okay. Talk to him. Welcome, care for some water. You won't find a more refreshing drink anywhere else. Listen. The land of Kali is blessed with an abundance of nature, you know? Well, if you ignore the desert, don't sweat the details. And our water is full of natural minerals. Consider pairing it with the milk you can buy here in town. Okay. So not useful. soldier. Now you listen here, I'm saying this for your own good, alright? You never know when the kidnapper's going to show up. So if you're going to lie down by your eyes, man, go somewhere safer. Even you wouldn't like getting kidnapped, I'll tell you that much. Okay.
Alright then.
Okay, there seems to be someone else over here. The informant? You're at the tavern. What's your business with me? Well, we're looking for a merchant, one who had something to say about the giant sandworm yesterday. Oh, that guy from last night. Yeah, he was blathering so loud you heard him whether you wanted to or not. Know what he said? And where he is? Both are good questions. I want to say what he said. Why don't you ask him yourself? I know your next question, it's plain as day, but where is he? I'm this town's informant, you see. I can tell you where that merchant is, among other things. But information isn't free, friend. How's 150 reeves sound? Alright, I'll pay that.
Thank you kindly.
Just like I knew you would. Now then, a dill's a dill. It's the Ishkia in front of the fountain, just there. He drank so much yesterday at the tavern, he was practically taking a bath. Now he's hungover. Yes, we finally got some useful information out of this guy. Now let's go to the fountain and talk to the merchant. Okay. The fountain. Alright. Let's save here just in case. Okay. Then we'll talk to him. Good, my head. What is it? You got business with me? Hey, is it true you got pretty close to the giant sandworm's den? How did you manage to do that and live to tell the tale? Right, to tell you the truth, I didn't get that close to it. I just found a sandworm husk. That was it, and then at the bar I was excited and, well, pretty drunk. Anyway, at some point the story turned into me waltzing right up to the sandworm and staring it down. And I regret that now.
No good.
Well, great. No one seems to have any information. It's almost sunset, too. Let's meet at the tavern for now. I'll go gather everyone else.
Not a scrap. I suppose we knew it wouldn't be that simple.
Tis far too early to give up. I spent over a year asking after the prince with no luck. And still I did not falter.
Yes, and it's very admirable. But I think I prefer a change of tack instead.
You there? Might you answer a question?
Terribly sorry, but I can't help you. I'm just here on my leisure. You're better off finding the information you're looking for elsewhere.
I think we should beat you up.
Suspicious character, isn't he?
Hey, you lot. You seriously gonna hunt down Heisme?
You're Barden's man.
Yeah, the guy with the attitude.
Not sure I should tell you this, but here I am. There's actually a way to avoid the giant sandworms. You just gotta wait for the sand flash. It's a local event. A kind of storm. The wind kicks up sand peppered with magic crystals. Not too uncommon a sight round here. Our diviners say we'll have a sand flash in about 5 days. Seems to put most wild beasts to sleep. Might be some magic effect, or might just be waiting out the storm. And that includes the sandworms, eh? They'll nod off, and with proper timing, you'll sneak right past them. Heisme might well be using the same trick himself.
We're much obliged, but if you know all this, why haven't you and the guard gone out?
A guard unit stomping around would wake up the whole den. Didn't much like saying it, but us local lads wouldn't be much use against Heisme anyway. But you think you can handle him? Aye? Wouldn't be here otherwise.
Absolutely. And with this information we can, so get an illusion of choice here, folks.
Good. Then we're counting on you. Can't have you getting yourself killed now. Cap's reputation's on the line.
Let me check on my mic, though, to be sure here. Yep. Alright. Good.
And, one more thing. You didn't get this info from me. Aye?
Understood. But why? You could have shared this with us at supper yesterday.
What? And got myself volunteered to go out there as your travel guide? No danger of that.
I see.
Anyway, I'm counting on you.
Finally, a solid lead falls into our laps. And we'll not even have to bother with the sandworms. We've apparently got 5 days till the sandflash hits. Let's make sure we can get this done quick. Looks like more than a day's trip on the map.
If it takes us one night to reach the giant sandworm's territory, and we aim to go when the storm has them all asleep...
You're fine here, Jason. But I'm glad to see you. We're just on kind of the tail end, not completely the tail end, but just getting there to where I'm considering wrapping up.
Let's go inform Nearest.
Righto, straightforward enough. Long as we get in when the worms have all tucked in for a nap, we'll be just dandy. Suppose I'd better crack on with the tune-ups then. Don't want the old girl failing on us when she'll be our only hope of egress, eh?
I think something just reacted. What is this?
Oh, that? Damned if I know. It was just in the blueprints from the royal family. Works rather like an igniter, but no idea what it does. Just don't go breaking...
What the?
Oh, easy there. You all right, lad? Thought I saw something glowing. Then you came over all giddy, gave me a start.
For a moment, it was like the light was blinding.
I can't believe this thing reacted. Look, we don't want any nasty surprises, so I vote we stay put and rest up for today. Just in case. Don't want you passing out on me, do I? Just consider it a little precaution for the trip.
Yeah, I'll still be on it for a while. It's just one of those that it's just near the time that I go, so you've got more than about half an hour, I'd say.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer. Your journey is going well, it seems. One by one, you take your steps forward on this road. A supernatural awakening, a call to adventure, legs to carry you. All of these are coming together. Accordingly, new powers needed for the journey seem to have awakened.
Let's see, what are you talking about? That thing is in the Gauntlet Runner?
Are you talking about that thing inside the Gauntlet Runner?
By my eyes report, there is one piece of equipment in the Gauntlet Runner that was created in ancient times. Something no longer crafted in this day and age. A divine relic. It contains ancient magic once thought lost. The power of teleportation. With proper use, its great power will turn your Gauntlet Runner swifter than any beast or transport on land.
Ooh, nice.
Most interesting. The reasons elude me, but you seem qualified to use this divine relic. I cannot imagine this is mere coincidence. Perhaps you are guided by an unknown hand. Now, try to imagine. Vivid, familiar scenery. Somewhere far from the land where you rest.
But I hope you're doing well, Jason.
What's going on here?
What's with all the yelling? Wait, isn't this...
What? The royal capital? How? We were in Martira just last night.
Eurus, surely you didn't drive us back here?
Well, That's all that you can do other than just keep on fighting until things get better. But I hope they get better for you too.
Are you mad? Don't you remember how many days the last trip took? You can't dash and roll pop over to the capital in a single night.
I wonder if this is the teleportation magic Moore was talking about.
What?
Exactly.
Some magic.
Just take it one day at a time.
So this teleportation, it can just whisk us all back to the royal capital in a flash. Even the gauntlet runner came along for the ride.
It certainly did. And there might be a reason for that.
Hey Mira, glad you came.
Do you know something?
I'm still on the tail end of the stream, so won't be too much longer, just depends on how long I can get until then, how far I can get till then.
When they gave me an odd gadget and said, make it work, I bloody well made it work.
You did, huh? I hope you slept well.
You saw it yourself, eh, my lad? That part all bound up in its heart. Last night we caught it glowing. Then I wake up and find a proper hullabaloo. Damnedest thing. It only started glowing when you got close, eh? Maybe you were a trigger of some kind.
Stayed up again dealing with cards, is my guess, huh? Let me check on my controller here. Alright. Seems I need to charge this controller, so I'll be right back, guys. Alright, I'm back. That took a while for just a controller charge. But it felt like I needed to use the bathroom and drink too, so thought I'd do that. But it does... Thanks, Mira. But it does make me miss my OBS setup a lot right now. Let's see. So... It only started glowing when you got close to it, eh? Maybe you're a trigger of some kind, maybe I am, and I'm not so sure. Well, we don't know anything about it, so I'm just gonna say I'm not so sure.
I'm not so sure.
I cannot say I've heard of teleportation, and yet... Surely there can be no explanation for this other than magic.
Hold on. If we're back in the capital, that means we've got bigger problems. We're due back in Martira for the bounty. If it takes us days to get back, that's all our planning ruined.
If we magicked ourselves over here, let's bally well see if we can magic ourselves back, eh?
Good idea.
He makes it sound so easy, but what do you think?
I think we should.
It's a small feat we ask, I know, but might you at least try?
Oh. Titan gave you a Pandora's Hearts card, huh? Interesting. Ah, I see. That was nice. Might have to show me later. Can I really use this teleportation magic? I'll just have to try. Okay. Oh. Thanks. Okay, let's see. So, it was down in the engine room. So, right here. You're fine. I can sometimes tell when typos are there. But you gotta admit, typos can be funny at times, even when you know what it's supposed to be. So, over here. Down there. Teleportation. Let me think of a place we've already been to.
Where to?
The castle town. I'll focus on Martyria as our destination.
It reacted! The lad really is the key to triggering it!
Well, I don't think so. It's just something about us. But yes, I can see his reasoning for it.
Hey, are you sure this is safe?
All we can do is trust him.
It's Martyra. We really are back.
I can't believe it. It feels just like when the king's magic caused that spectacle in the capital.
In my eyes, it's the other way around. It's not powerful by virtue of being connected to the king or to the lad. Maybe it's that all magic is supposed to have potential of this magnitude.
Well, teleportation isn't really safe to be when you think about it, so I could definitely see it like that, but yeah, probably not safe if it works like that.
You've all got some powers that defy understanding too, eh? gives one the sense that those sanctists preaching about needing igniters are wrong, or lying outright.
I suppose when you say it like that.
Yeah, he wasn't getting zapped, it was just how the fast travel works, but I can see how that would be dangerous.
Speaking of sanctism, they'll not like this. A tool full of this kind of practical, unorthodox magic is against all their teachings. Why would the royals have had it?
Hold a moment. With this teleportation on our side, can we travel anywhere in the world with only a thought?
You mean Stroll back there? Well, he is part of the main cast, thankfully.
If that's so, we may not even need a gauntlet runner at all.
Oh.
What? You mean we could just magic snap ourselves to Brylehaven? Just like that?
Glad I was right there.
Go on, try it out.
Oh my gosh, but okay.
No reaction.
I wish I could imagine it, but we've never been.
So we can't go somewhere we've never been before. Anywhere else you've been? How about Montario?
No. Commoners don't usually visit the 3 great cities.
'Twould seem this power of travel is somewhat conditional. Best that we define its boundaries now.
Well, we've already got its boundaries.
So, in the end, the only places we can teleport to are the cities we've actually been to.
Well, thank you very much. Almost had me out of a job there, lad.
Sounds like you've got to envision the destination in great detail for it to work. We'll need more than a glance out a window or a passing familiarity. And you have to focus for it too. Seems to take you a moment, which means it won't save us in a fight.
Yeah, I know you don't, Mira, but you've got to sometime.
Not as convenient as it sounds, huh?
Because let's put it like this. The only one that's going to be there for your entire life is you yourself. It sounds depressing, but it just means that you've got to get used to doing that kind of thing.
How so? Now we can return to the royal capital any time we need to restock. 'Tis useful enough as is, and the more places we travel, the more we can return to.
That's a good idea. And I think you told me that before, that you were doing that at least once, but...
You're right. And now we can drop by to see Maria whenever
It's
we
good
like.
you're doing that at least.
Like that. It really is something impressive.
Even if we've no idea where it comes from, it should certainly prove useful.
Our next foe is a bounty, and we have a lot of preparing to do. We've got 3 days to go, so don't forget.
Okay. To capture Hazeme, you must be well prepared. You can grow stronger by accepting requests around town, such as Metaphor Recruitment Center. You mean on Spotify? Let's see. Now that your mission has begun, your base of operations has been changed to Metiri. Each time a new operation begins, the town you stay in will become your new base. Your departure date is July 2nd. Try to be well prepared for it. Going to other cities. If you want to return to previous locations such as Grand Trad, open the world map on the R1 menu, or the map menu, and select it. You can travel there using teleportation magic. Teleporting does not pass time, so feel free to return to previous towns to complete unfinished requests or meet with followers.
That's right.
Okay, only 3 days until we depart. Okay, we're up against a strong opponent, so we better make sure we're as strong as we can get to. Speaking of, I saw some bounties up at the recruitment center. Okay, so do this. Reportable quests, huh?
What now?
Let's see. So promising no return. Well, this one's a reportable. Oh. Let's see. Some songs. It's a bit hard for me right now. Try Counter-Strike by Lynn. So, we definitely have to go see Maria. So, let's do that.
Where to?
You're fine, Solar. But I hope you're doing well. Let's see. Maria's usually here. Going to teleport, okay? Let's do it. I wanted to give Maria a drawing, but I don't see her anywhere. I should check with Vivienne. But what are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be out traveling right now? Yeah, I can imagine that being the case. Or oh dear, did you plan to announce your candidacy, Phil? But as long as you're doing alright, then that's fine with me, Solar. That's okay, as long as you're safe and sound. That's what's most important, isn't it? That's not it. There's a reason I'm here. No, she's a little girl. You saw her before. Unless you're talking about Fabienne here. Oh. I see. What do you mean by that? Okay. It's probably fine to tell Fabienne and Maria the truth. What, you say you can now return to Grand Trad in an instant? Oh. I was just reading that. Okay. Your Gauntlet Runner's extra special, what does that mean? Yeah, that's true. Just don't let it get to you. Well, you don't seem to be in a particularly defeated mood, so I suppose I've got no reason to believe you. But yeah, just hang in there, Solar, you'll be fine. And I assume that means you'll be showing your face around here more often, right? Thank goodness. Yeah, I know that B&A's a show. But I think you probably saw her before, Mira. Let's see. Maria, well, she's holed herself up in her room. If only we could take her mind off things. Maybe I should show Maria the Tree of Prophecy drawing that Neris drew. Oh, you have pictures from your trip to give to Maria? That's kind of you. I'm sure she'll be thrilled. I'll fetch her from her room. Would you mind keeping an eye on things down here? And I'll tell her about how your traveling magic works. I'm glad you liked it. And remember to keep Nightbot in mind there, Mira. It's not fair. That's good. I'm glad you know that. I gave it to Maria and she really lit up, so thank you. You can always tag the bot, Mira. I'm not too sure if you can see how in the chat log, but if you need a reminder, just enter in the command exclamation point commands. That's not what I meant there, but I'll just post it up. What I mean. It's been a while since I issued the command anyway. There you go. That's what I was talking about. Just look in there, there's an attack thing. I'm glad it made you happy. I gave it to Maria and she really lit up, so thank you.
We did it.
Ooh, nice. Still not sure popping into short pictures is the wisest idea. She puts on a brave face, but she's not past it all yet. I mean, you're in the middle of your journey, aren't you? If you turn around and leave again, I'm not sure the poor girl's heart could take it. Let's see. I want to make Maria smile. That's what I'd like to say, but I don't think my tolerance is strong enough to make Maria happy. If my tolerance were open-minded, I feel like I could help with both Fabrianne's worries and Maria's loneliness. Yeah, makes sense. It can be a headache.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, I'm just looking for Maria as best I can. Okay, yeah, for the best I can. Yeah, Solar left. I'd rather not have that discussion about it here, guys. Like, at least here on the stream.
Alright then. Where to?
Let's see here. I don't want to talk about it, Jason.
Let's go.
Yeah, I figured. And thanks for coming, Mira. Guys, please don't fight. Alright. Thanks for coming, Mira. And that'll be good. And I'll tell you later, Jason. But I don't want to go into the details. I'll just tell you what server it is later. Going to teleport, okay, let's do it.
What were the gods doing?
Okay. No problem.
What were the gods doing?
What now?
Let's see, so... This one. Okay. Alright. So I wonder, can I get to the gauntlet?
Alright then. Let's head there right away.
Let's see, to start traveling, visit the round table in the Gauntlet Runner. There you can view a map of the surrounding area and arrange your journey. Discuss plans with your allies. As you decide where your travels will take you next.
About time, what? Now point us toward the fray.
I've been waiting, ready to move out. Where to? Route map. Ah, I see. Well, that makes sense that they do that. Let's see. But at least you can read them. Let's see. Be sure to check the weather and travel time before you depart. When heading to a distant dungeon, you may need to spend the night at an encampment. And then resume traveling the next morning. The night after exploring a dungeon, you can choose to stay the night there or teleport back to town. Okay. Now, how far do I run her then? Okay, so... That's the worm nest.
And there's a campground. Here's where we are now.
Rival Gauntlet Runner.
Well, if it isn't enough...
There's something there, yes.
Okay, there's the corridor. Can't really get anything else. Requests. Do this one. Okay. So get back out. Bend my ear if you ever feel like heading out. Don't be shy. See if we can talk to him. Remember, we can't leave our windows open when we park in the city. Can't afford to let any passing gawker get in and find all our secrets. So you have some business with me? Oh. Well, once I'm out of the driver's seat, I always feel too tired for much else. If you're planning on an outing, the old girl and I are ready anytime. Can't go anywhere too out of the way, of course, since we're still waiting for the sand flash. Okay. There's not too much I can do here, and I'm a bit lost. There's a quest that I know I can take.
Alright then.
But it's just a bit of a conundrum, so I'm just gonna save here. and call it a day. So let's do it all from here. So, save. And I thank you all for coming. I hope you all enjoyed your time. And you guys know what to do, even though I can't give my usual outro. Let me try and find someone to raid. And as for when I'll be streaming again, try to check my socials on that. But I'm thinking possibly tomorrow. Alright. So let me check on someone to raid who's playing this same game. They might be a bit later on. But I just hope that they're people that you can enjoy as much as you enjoyed me. So let's see. Try and find them. We raided that guy last time. We are going to be raiding a Rose Eva 96. They claim to be in this August period, so they're going to be likely a lot further ahead than me, but I hope that you enjoy them and let them know that I'll try to be there when I can. And with that, I thank you all again for coming. Bye!